On this week's episode, Alex Toussaint has been officially announced on the tread.
And Peloton will no longer play Kanye West in future classes, and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and John Pruitt.
Welcome to episode 105 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I am John Pruitt, and as Amanda is traveling in London this week, we are joined by a special guest, my exceptionally above average wife, Jackie, is with us, known on the leaderboard as Playing Big. Say hello, honey.
Hey, from upstairs. Hi, honey, downstairs.
Jackie is in the upstairs recording studio today here in Michigan.
This is fun. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for filling in. Don't worry, you'll do fine, but don't screw up. No pressure.
I mean, I'm not worried, but thanks.
Okay, you got this. Well, it's been quite a week, but before we get started with the news, Jackie, we like to remind everybody where they can find us. We are on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're also on TikTok. But if you also prefer to listen to us, we are on all traditional podcast platforms. Just search Pelo Buddy TV, hit subscribe, click notifications so you never miss an episode, and also leave us a review. Amanda and I, we love to read the 5-star reviews that we get and also some of the suggestions on how we can improve and add to the shows like we've done with Picks of the Week. So keep those coming. And why don't we get on with the show, Jackie?
Let's do it.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
All right, let's jump right in. So first up, on Wednesday, Peloton officially announced that Alex Toussaint will be teaching regular tread classes beginning Thanksgiving, November 24th. They made the announcement on Facebook initially, just simply saying ATX tread 11/24/22, which included a little 20-second little sizzle reel, a little video of Alex, walking to Peloton, running in the tread studio. So in the U.S., Thanksgiving Day is the 24th of November. And Alex has traditionally taught, as you know, the turkey burn classes the past several years on Thanksgiving on the bike. But Peloton confirmed via their Instagram stories as well that Alex will teach a live turkey burn run at 9 a.m. Eastern on Thursday, the 24th, Thanksgiving Day. And the news was teased back in September. We mentioned this in our Future Self series, which was launched back then. It was announced that Alex would teach some tread classes as part of that with Ashton Kutcher. So comments from Peloton on social media had explicitly stated that Alex is a tread instructor now, although they were later deleted. But Alex is the second instructor to be announced for the tread this month on October 1st. Camilla Ramon also joined the tread team. She's a fast-growing favorite on the bike. So I know I was excited. A lot of folks were excited to have her on that modality now as well. Alex is still going to continue to teach cycle classes, so don't anyone worry. He's not going anywhere from the bike. This will just be a new addition. But he did share over the last several months on social media that he'd been doing training. He'd been running on his tread at home. So looks like it's all finally come to fruition here. And it'll be fun. I'm going to say I'm calling dibs right now on the tread for Thanksgiving. No. I know you like to do the Robin ride. So I get the live run and you can have the live ride, and we're gonna have to compromise, hon. Okay.
Well, I'm okay with that only because I like my Robin. It's a tradition. If you are new to Peloton, if it's your first Thanksgiving, get ready to have. This is one of my most favorite Peloton days because the turkey burn is so fun. I think they've been doing it 4 years in a row. It's always been Robin, it started with Robin, and then it was Robin and Alex. You know, it's still Robin and Alex being on the tread, but it's just always been such a fun ride. And I will be riding. I am not a big runner. I'm actually terrified of running with Alex for you, John, because John like literally almost dies on the tread sometimes when he takes Adrian's classes. Like I have to yell down, "Are you okay? Do I need to call 911?" So I'm a little bit worried for you, honey.
Yeah, I'm a little scared. I'm going to have to pace myself because, you know, Alex, no other instructor makes me work harder than him. So having him push me on the tread is a little bit scary because I don't consider myself a running. I don't really like to run, but on Peloton, it's fun. That's the only place I'll do it. So yes, gonna have to listen to my body, as they say. But I am bummed. I'm gonna miss him on the bike because it was super fun having that ride with him. So at least we still have him on Thanksgiving Live. But yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. I look forward to hearing you gasp and scream from upstairs.
Lots of sprints. I expect a lot of sprinting with Alex.
Yeah, and signups took place last Friday. I'm sure they're all taken. John, everybody wants to know after your, time in New York last weekend, what is the secret to getting into the studio? I can't tell you how many messages I get. How did he get in? How did he get in?
There's no real secret. You just, you don't want to give up if you don't get in that first day when they go live. You keep checking the website throughout the day for that little red box to appear for the waitlist option because you never know. And I got in, I wasn't confirmed for all the classes that I did last week. I was waitlisted on a bunch. I got in on a few, a couple I didn't, but don't give up hope. The wait list is your friend. So that's all I will say. There's no special secret. But moving on, another big news this past week, for the time being, there is no more Kanye West to be played on Peloton's platform. So Peloton has officially stated they will no longer play Kanye West's music in any new classes. After Pelo Buddy, after we shared recently that Alex indicated he will no longer play Kanye West music in his classes moving forward, Peloton provided the following statement indicating that that will be the case as well for all other instructors. Peloton provided this official response and said, "Thank you for sharing your concerns. We take this issue very seriously and can confirm Peloton indefinitely paused the use of Kanye's music on our platform. This means our instructors are no longer using his music in any newly produced classes, and we are not suggesting any class that includes his music in our proactive recommendations to members as well. You should know this was a decision we made immediately following his remarks. Again, thank you for sharing your concerns. Thank you for being a member of our Peloton community." So no new classes with Kanye music moving forward. And it's also interesting, they're not purging any of the classes with his music, but they are saying that the normal personalized class recommendations that you might receive after a ride or based on selections you make, they won't include any classes with Kanye music in it, which is interesting. So based on that statement, like I said, there shouldn't be a purge of any old classes. So you can still seek out classes with his music in it, because there's about 1,800 according to a recent artist search on the Peloton website. So there's still a lot of classes with Kanye content. Kanye West, he had made headlines all over the world in recent days for his anti-Semitic statements recently, which sparked a massive backlash, causing major brands to end their relationships with him, including Adidas, and also with his agency, his talent agency, CAA. So I know a lot of folks have been pressured to cut ties. And he was acting like, he was completely immune, like he could basically do anything he wanted. And which obviously he's now getting the financial, feeling the financial woes of that. So, and he also reportedly lost access to his Instagram and Twitter accounts apparently too.
Oh. Hey kids, there's consequences. That's what we talk about all the time, right, honey?
But it was interesting. And Alex's, I think it was in his Monday, at the end of his Monday night hip hop ride during the stretch, he didn't specifically say Kanye, but everyone knew who he was referring to. But he said, because I love everybody, I want to make sure everybody feels safe in my environment and my classes. I'm not even going to speak too much on it because I stand with you. You will not hear that artist in my class at all. I promise y'all. I do not support hate speech whatsoever. I don't tolerate that shit at all. You will not hear that artist in my class. I promise you. So that was a pretty firm stance from Alex, and I applaud that.
Yep. Bravo, Alex. He's awesome. Okay, let's move on, huh? So
MoveOn.org.
There was an outage, actually, honey. I don't even know if you were aware while you were in the studio last Friday, October 21st, but there was a short outage where members reported issues for logging into the platform, taking stuff on demand, obviously taking live classes. This actually happened during the Babyface ride that was occurring, but don't worry, girls, women, everybody. Babyface is still there. You can still take that class on demand. The Girls' Night Out ride still happened. So I think the outage lasted like 45 minutes. So I know that can be it's like a microwave minute. Every minute that you don't have connection to a class that you're trying to get in is super long. So I'm sure that did not feel good.
A microwave minute. I was probably at the studio outwarming my welcome on that first Friday of my visit there. And that was probably at the point when security said, hey, we're shutting down now. You have to go. And they wouldn't even let me take a shower. I had to, they just made me grab my stuff and just booted me out. So no, I was not affected by that, but I'm sure people were freaking out, especially with those two massive classes. If you couldn't get into those, I know how frustrating, that can be. Well, Cody has two special event classes coming up that select members were personally invited to by email. If you were lucky enough to receive this invitation, you got an opportunity to sign up for one of two special classes. One's on a Tuesday, one's on a Thursday. The first is November 1st at 5 p.m. Eastern, and the other one is November 10th at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Based on the fact that there's more than one, it seems likely this is some sort of special class series with Cody, potentially maybe a new season of XOXO Cody. He was recently in his Instagram stories soliciting relationship, love advice, questions. He also said he had something very big to announce, but the ink hadn't dried on the contract. It also didn't really clarify the logic behind how members received this invitation. I didn't receive one. A lot of people didn't receive it. So I don't know how people got chosen. Maybe it was, local people that are in the tri-state area that could, potentially be easier for them to travel to attend. But either way, it's exciting because it's been a while since we've had the last XOXO Cody class. It is right after Halloween, so I don't know if probably not related to a Halloween event, but still excited nonetheless. Still exciting nonetheless.
I mean, I'm still thinking it's a Britney Spears ride of some sort, but
with Britney in the studio, maybe.
Right. Yes. But I mean, that's probably wishful thinking. Has there ever been XOXO with people in the studio?
Oh yeah.
Oh, there was. I couldn't remember when they started those.
I mean, it back at the 23rd Street studio, either in 2009. I think in 2019 when he started it in early 2020 before the pandemic. He had a bunch of them in the studio.
Yeah.
Because back then, I know I made one of the questions that he asked about his worst date ever, his worst date experience. But yeah, it's been a long time since he did an XOXO with people in the studio. Not since the studio's reopened, he hasn't done one.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
With
Yeah,
members.
well, it'll be fun. I guess we'll find out when, as it gets closer, huh?
Definitely.
Okay. I'm sure you'll be the one to tell me, honey. You always keep me updated. So maybe Amanda is like part of this. Who knows? No, I'm just kidding. But we have some new London Scenic guided classes, which I'm really excited to talk about because London is pretty much my favorite city. I lived there for a year. Shout out London. As you can see my little picture in the back. I love it. But anyways, you can hop on your bike, you can hop on your tread for 4 new guided Scenic classes from London. There's a 30-minute London ride with Hannah Frankson, 30-minute London ride with Erik, 30-minute London ride with run with JJ, excuse me, and a 30-minute London walk with Hannah and Erik. So that'll be really fun, and I think I'm going to have to do those.
Nice little 2-for-1.
Yeah, 2 for 1, exactly.
Good stuff. Well, we have a new artist series. This one is brought to you by the artist Stormzy. So Peloton announced the next artist series will feature the music of British rapper, singer, and songwriter Stormzy in honor of Peloton UK's Black History Month celebration. They shared the news via Instagram. They went on to say, from lighting up the underground grime scene to headlining Glastonbury, Stormzy has captivated global music with his quick-fire rhymes, catchy hooks, heavy bass lines, and high-energy performances. Classes happened on the 26th, on Wednesday. We got a 30-minute ride with Hannah Frankson and a 30-minute run with JJ, Jermaine Johnson. So if you have not taken either one of them, they are on demand currently.
All right. So speaking of artist series, we have the almost Taylor Swift potential artist series we thought might happen because Peloton itself actually tweeted the day before Taylor's album that is called Midnight. They said something might be happening at midnight or something to that effect. I don't have it in front of me, but we thought it potentially could be a teaser for an artist series with Taylor, just kind of like they did with Harry Styles, but so sad it didn't happen. So that's all right. We will move on from that.
Would they say control room? What's happening? They said, what's happening at midnight, y'all?
What's happening at midnight? Okay.
What's happening at midnight? So yeah, I don't know why they got to tease us like that, but not cool. Because I know a lot of folks were probably disappointed about getting some more Taylor Swift content on the platform.
Well, you know what? They got to keep us on our toes. So something I'm sure is going to come.
Yeah, it'll happen.
It will happen. Okay. We also have a new 5-class series, Flow and Let Go with Aditi, which I'm super excited about. I love her yoga classes. And so those start every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. That's part of the active and part restorative class, followed by a paired meditation. So that'll be really cool. And I actually, when I pulled up the Instagram post that she did about it, I really liked how the commenter said, her name is Jen McCready, shout out. She said, this is her favorite, would not miss it. Thank you for this, my favorite practice. I do it every Sunday to set my intention and get ready for my week of teaching. And I just love that. It's a reminder that Peloton and the classes, the instructions that we get from these, instructors, they do more than just give us a workout or, stretch our bodies. It really does help us with our mindset for what we do in our everyday life. So I just love that.
True. Yeah, it goes way beyond the mat, the bike, the tread.
Yeah, totally. And then I think we also have another thing with Aditi, actually. She collaborated with English producer and songwriter Jay Sean for a special Pilates Diwali themed class, and that dropped this past week, and I believe it was Monday the 24th. So that's on demand for you to take a look at.
Very cool. And for anyone into sleep meditations, if you haven't noticed, We have not had a new sleep meditation on the platform in more than 6 months, and we have a new one from our very own Ross Rayburn. It's a 30-minute audio-only sleep meditation. Guarantee you'll fall asleep before that 30 minutes is up because Ross always does that to me. So he's my go-to sleep meditation when I need it. So check that out if you are having trouble going to bed, having trouble dozing off. That soothing voice of Ross will help you every time.
Yeah, 30 minutes is a long time, so hopefully you're out waiting for that.
And I met Ross over the weekend when I was at the studio, so that was fun.
Oh, that's so fun. I love that.
And Peloton, other news, Peloton was at the Head of the Charles Regatta last week as a 2022 sponsor. The Head of the Charles Regatta, HOTCR, is one of the largest and most famous rowing competitions in the world. It's held annually in Boston on the Charles River. Peloton had their own tent at the event where event goers were able to meet instructors, new rowing instructors. Ash Pryor, Alex Korwowski, and Adrian Williams was also there, who's also going to be on the rowing platform as well. And this is not the only opportunity to meet Peloton's rowing coaches. Peloton recently returned to doing more in-person meet and greets with events announced at the United Kingdom and Australia over the past few weeks, as well as hosting some meet and greets in the US that are also focused on rowing. On the 18th, they held a meet and greet at the Secaucus showroom at the Garden State Plaza Mall in New Jersey with Ash Pryor and Alex Korwowski. I know our friend Moms of Peloton was there, Melissa, who went live during that little meetup. And a big congratulations to Alex Korwowski and his team on their win in the HOCR competition in the men's championship fours. They won that one.
Very cool. I'm excited for more meetups.
Are you excited to row, Jackie?
I mean, I just have this feeling that you secretly bought one and just haven't told me yet. That's so happened, hasn't it? Are you going to tell me live on the show? Did you buy one?
It might have been pre-ordered.
Oh, geez. I knew it.
But the card wasn't charged, so don't worry. Like you say, honey, money is abundant.
It is abundant. Your time isn't, though, and you're still stuck to that 2-hour time limit per day.
Right. I'm sticking to that. Today was only an hour and 20 minutes, so I was well under that mark.
Okay.
Anyway, let's move on now, hon.
Let's move on. Okay, so if you have been lucky enough, I am not one of the lucky ones, but there is a beta tested version for the feed feature. Do you have that on your app, John?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. I checked, but some lucky people have the beta version in your Peloton app. If you open it, you'll know if you have it because it's in the home and the workout buttons on the bottom. It'll say feed, and it's really cool because it just shows basically your workout friends that you've recently completed. You can high five them on their accomplishment. It will obviously be continually tested and rolled out to more people as time moves on. So we'll have that here sooner than later.
We talked about this on a recent episode. It's kind of like a Facebook feed where you see your friends. It'll say Josie completed so-and-so workout, and you can kind of like it. Like it's almost the equivalent of liking something.
But you can high five too. Mr.
Yeah, that's
high five king.
Yeah, instead of liking, it's a high five. Well,
so okay, that's Peloton's version, but it actually is only available to iPhone beta. The beta version is only available to certain lucky iPhone people. So before it was just on the web. Yep. So Wear OS. Peloton has long supported the Apple Watch as us iPhone people know, but the Wear OS users were kind of left in the cold, but not anymore. The Peloton app is now available for download in the Play Store for Wear OS 3 smartwatches. So if you have one of those, and you want to keep
that's
it,
an Android. So that's an Android watch.
Yes, an
like the
Android
Apple
watch.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes. But really, yeah. I mean, the green text, they have to go. Okay. Move
All
on.
right. Anyhow, Peloton has expanded the referral program until the end of the year. So the company quietly rolled back a change they made last year, which locked down the referral program to only be available to the account holder. So, which means basically, if you're the owner of the bike, say you have a significant other or spouse that also uses it, they would also have their own separate referral code that they could use to refer people to buy the bike or the tread. And they recently changed that to just being to the account owner. So basically it was like you got only one referral code for that main person on the account, which had a lot of people angry. You and I, we have 2 subscriptions.
Yeah.
So we each have our own referral code. So it didn't affect us. But starting last Tuesday, the 25th, any profile or member that is tied to an all access membership, meaning if you own the bike, tread, or the row, you can once again take part in that referral code and have your own specific code that you can provide to anyone that wants to purchase the hardware. And Peloton has also sent out a clarifying email stating that this is through the end of the year. So we don't know if this is just for the rest of the year or if it could possibly continue on for 2023 or not. Now, the other pet peeve that hasn't changed is the limit, the amount of people you can refer in the year, which they cut in half starting with last year from 12 to 6.
It's only 6? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I already maxed out on mine. You've got a couple left on yours that I've been providing.
Snap.
But yeah, that was to add insult to injury there. So that hasn't changed. But at least now, I mean, more people can spread the love with the referral codes, at least for the rest of the year. So start referring. And also, another little update. So accessories are now for sale on the Apparel website. So Peloton has added traditional accessory items to the Apparel site, which means you can use those referral credits that you receive for referring someone to buy things like yoga blocks, resistance bands, weights, shoes, all those types of accessories, which previously you could only purchase on Peloton's separate website, which you could not use referral codes, which traditionally could only be used for clothing apparel, apparel accessories. So Peloton has added entries for a lot of those accessories on the Apparel site. Like I mentioned, you can get the reversible workout mat, which is actually really nice. I have that. You can get the new Peloton Altos cycling shoes, as well as the original ones. The bike mat, your dumbbells, light weights, yoga blocks, the yoga mat, yoga strap, the Peloton heart rate band, and earbuds, and also the other Urban Ears earbuds that they have as well. So that's really nice if you have a referral code and you wanted to buy those weights. So the weights are expensive, but they're nice. It's nice that they're allowing you to use that referral code towards something other than clothing if you don't find any apparel that you like in the clothing.
Yeah, no, that's nice because we always wanted to use it for things that we could never use it for. Buying, my favorite topic. We still have discount bikes available. So Peloton is once again offering refurbished Peloton bikes as well as refurbished Peloton Plus bikes for a limited time in the United States and Canada. But the offer is only good through October 30th, which is today. So those that are interested, let's go, pull the trigger fast. So the refurbished original Peloton bike is available for $995. Holy crap, that is a good deal. That's $450 off the standard price. And the refurbished bike plus is available for $1995, which is $500 off the standard price. However, it is kind of interesting that the refurbished Peloton Bike Plus is actually the discounted version is what it used to cost before they increased the price for that bike. But I do have a question, John, because you know everything. When you buy the refurbished bike, do you still get the warranty?
You do.
Okay, well, that's good. That's
You do.
really
You get
good
the
deal.
1-year warranty, and I do believe, and hopefully the control room will chime in, but I do believe you also have the option to get the additional 1 or
Extended.
2 years that they offer on the new
Okay.
bike. Yeah.
And then my other question was, are these refurbished bikes just like ones that, didn't keep after 30 days? They had it. What are these bikes?
I think all of the above, probably. They're probably returns. They're probably ones that were, maybe they had a broken flywheel. But I'm sure they have a pretty rigorous, process where they, recertify them before they, put them back out on the market.
Yeah, and with a warranty, that's awesome. That's a really good deal.
So you get that peace of mind.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, honey, go ahead with the tread news.
Well, honey, another week, another lawsuit. So Peloton was hit with a patent lawsuit, this time on their Tread and Tread Plus. So the lawsuit was filed by the health technology company Johnson Health Tech, JHT, in Wisconsin. The plaintiff accuses Peloton of infringing on multiple patents that they currently hold. JHT's lawsuit alleges Peloton's Tread Plus treadmills use technology that infringes on several of their patents, 227, 375, and 340 that they have numbered, which cover motors used in the product, as well as sensors that can detect user engagement, a removable operating unit, and a controller that is connected to that operating unit. The plaintiffs believe that Peloton's willful infringement on the patents will continue if left unchecked, and they request that the court approve a preliminary and permanent injunction that would prevent the sale of the violating products. They also request that damages be awarded to adequately compensate for the infringement. So stay tuned. I know in the past with lawsuits, they've tried to block. I remember they tried to block the sale of the Bike Plus because they said that there was some sort of aspect of the auto resistance feature that was infringed upon. I don't think they've ever been prevented from being able to sell product like this. So it'll be interesting to see. I would think it would play out in the same sort of way. It's not like, if you're concerned, if you haven't bought the Tread yet, I don't think they're going to be stopped from, being able to sell it going forward with this lawsuit. But these things drag out for a while, so who knows when we could be providing an update on this.
Yeah, it takes a long time. You shouldn't be speculating on what you think, honey. You have no idea.
It's my opinion. Well, in other financial news, we have an earnings call date announced. Peloton announced the date and time of their Q1 2023 earnings call. In a press release on the 20th, they shared that the call will take place Thursday, November 3rd at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. They'll release their first quarter fiscal 2023 results. Prior to the call taking place, you can find the full press release on Peloton's website. We also, have an article with the link if you want to listen in on that as well with all the details. And then we also have the 2022 shareholder meeting announced. So Peloton published, it's an SEC filing form. It's called DEF 14A. It's a proxy statement prepared in advance of a company's, stick with me, I see your eyes glossing over, honey. Prepared in advance of a company's annual shareholder meeting. So the filing contains information about the 2022 shareholder meeting, as well as important dates on the state of the business. This is important, honey. We're stockholders. Despite how much we've lost, we still have it. The filing starts out with a letter to shareholders from Karen Boone, who's the chairperson of the board of directors, in which she shares that Peloton's 22 shareholder meeting will take place virtually December 6th, your birthday.
My birthday. I hope we get some good news.
5 p.m. Eastern. Yep. There's 3 items of business listed for the annual shareholder meeting. First up is to elect a Class 3 director of Peloton Interactive to serve a 3-year term until such director's successor is duly elected and qualified. Then the second item of business is to ratify the appointment of Ernst & Young as Peloton's independent registered public accounting firm for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2023. The third one is transact such other business as may properly come before the annual meeting or any adjournment or postponement thereof. Last year, Peloton's 2021 annual shareholder meeting, it took place on December 9th, 2021. In addition to the information about the meeting, the filing also contains some interesting tidbits and disclosures. So first, CEO Barry McCarthy's total compensation potential was $168 million when he joined Peloton earlier this year. The filing states that this is 2,299 times more than the median Peloton employee salary, which is $73,117. However, as the Financial Times points out, McCarthy was not paid $168 million in cash. On paper, his package would make him one of the highest paid chief executives in the U.S., though the filing said nearly all this amount reflects Mr. McCarthy's new hire equity grant, options to purchase shares at a later date. So all of his 8 million stock options are currently underwater as Peloton's equity value has declined significantly by 4/5 since he was appointed. The filing also notes that these stock grants were intended to be in lieu of additional stock over the next 4 years. Another interesting thing, the filing also reveals that former CEO John Foley, he had sold $97 million worth of shares in the fiscal year that ended on June 30th of this past year. And 5 other top executives had also sold about $88 million worth of shares. And then lastly, in addition, Peloton will now prohibit employees from collateral. For example, if a Peloton employee applies for a loan, needs to put up collateral, they would not be able to tap their Peloton shares for that purpose, which I believe John Foley, it was reported a while back that he had done with, I think, a home purchase on the Hamptons. So going forward, you can't put up that Peloton stock.
So interesting. Tell me more, honey.
How much time we have? Okay, we're out of time.
All right. So let's talk about some more exciting news, shall we?
Shall we?
Yes. Birthday celebrations in order for Matt Wilpers and Emma, who celebrated their birthdays this past week on Monday and Tuesday, October 24th and 25th, I think. So happy birthday, y'all. Hope you had an awesome birthday. Did we see any Instagram posts from them? Anything fun that they did?
They reshared a lot of stories. Emma she had a bunch of girlfriends over and they were hanging out on her back deck of her home in the suburbs. So it looked like she had a good time. Matt just reposted some of the birthday stories, but I didn't really see a lot from him.
Well, I think our invitation must have been lost in the mail. That's okay. Next year, Emma. Speaking of
and
Emma,
now, moving on to instructors in the news segment of the show. What do we have up first, honey?
All right. Try to keep me organized here. So Emma, she actually wrote a book that is coming out, and it's aptly titled Live, Learn, Love Well, Lessons from a Life of Progress, Not Perfection, which I freaking love that title. It could not be better. And that comes out next year, May 2nd. And what I loved about I love mindset stuff, but when she posted about it on Instagram, she said, acknowledge the fear and do it anyway. I'm doing it now. I wrote a book. I think it's so freaking cool. And she actually provided an exclusive interview to People in which she talked about what she hopes the readers will take away from the book. And quote, she says, it's really a book of stories chronicling my life, my career, my personal life, physical and mental fitness, the whole journey that has created the person I am today. She says it's more than just a prescriptive fitness book. It's a lot of stories. Some are sad, some are heartwarming, some are funny. I'd like to look at it as a resource for people, anyone who feels stuck or overwhelmed or scared to make a change. It's just showcasing that even the smallest amount of change can really redirect or change the course of your life. So I will be the first to pre-order that because that sounds awesome. And you can actually pre-order it now on any place that sells books, Amazon. So go ahead and go get your pre-orders in, guys.
When did you say it's coming out, hon?
May 2nd of 2023.
Yes. Very
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, strength instructor Rad Lopez, he was recently interviewed on the Hurdle podcast. Rad opened up about his early years, who grew up in the Bronx, through the days of sweating regularly on camera as a One Peloton favorite. He did get vulnerable, opening up about losing both his father and stepfather and what it felt like coming of age with a single mom that was constantly working to put food on the family's table. He also chats about previous jobs. He worked maintenance at a gym where he was first inspired to get his personal training certification, which sounds a lot like one of our other favorite instructor, Alex, who started out mopping the gyms at Flywheel in Long Island. Rad also shares how he first got into one of his favorite activities, boxing. So check that out on the Hurdle.
In other news, today he actually spoke at an event hosted by the Girls Opportunity Alliance, and she posted on Instagram how really moving it was to be part of that event. After she attended, they called it the Get Her There event. The Alliance is committed to girls' education and empowerment around the world, which obviously is an amazing cause. And she was honored to sit among the amazing group of women listening to the powerful stories of girls who came from all different walks of life. And it was a discussion led by none other than, nobody special, but like Michelle Obama, Melinda Gates. So Amal Clooney, yeah, big deal. So way to go, Tunde.
That's great. Well, Aditi was hobnobbing at the White House for a very big celebration to celebrate India's biggest and most important holiday of the year, Diwali. She posted several pictures. Looked like a very fancy party. Everyone was in traditional, formal Indian attire, and Aditi is really. We covered her a lot this episode. She's really been
gone around.
She's gotten her. She has a full plate this week, and also a few coaches were at Variety New York's party last week, celebrating the annual New York issue. It was held at the American Bar in New York City, and it was to recognize actor Brendan Fraser and director Darren Aronofsky for their acclaimed film The Whale. Fraser and Aronofsky are Variety's cover stars for the 2022 New York issue, and in attendance were Kendall, Robin Arzon, your favorite, Tunde, and Olivia Amato.
Fun. Where was your invite?
I was already in the side, other plans. I had other engagements. I was working on my 3 hours of sleep every night from getting up at the crack of dawn to go back and spend the whole day at the city. So that wraps up, Jackie, the instructors in the news segment. So let's move on to picks of the week from the members that have submitted some of their favorite classes over the past week. I will kick off the first few. So first up, Not Kark Mark submitted Cliff Dwanger's 30-minute Black History Month ride, which was in English from the 19th. They said, so good to have a Cliff ride in English. Next up, Miranda Land submitted Olivia's 30-minute rock run from the 21st. She said, classic Olivia class, hard but encouraging, and makes you feel great at the end of the run. And then Fit Mommy RN 817 gave us Robin's 45-minute Hidden Hills ride from the 21st. They said lethal. She was wearing all yellow.
Make that a note for one I need to take. That sounds awesome. All right, so we've got Art of Balance submitted Benny Adami's 20-minute Broadway ride, which was in German on October 21st at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Said the class was pure passion. Then we've got John Hosking's 30-minute pop run, which was also on the 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern, submitted by Red Strong 82. This was his anniversary run, which is so cool.
Oh.
So fun and tons of intervals to push if you want to. That's awesome. And then, of course, we've got Allie Love's 30-minute Babyface ride, Girls Night Out, which was on the 21st. That was at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's on demand if you were, one of the unlucky ones that wasn't able to get on with that little down moment on the platform. But Joy Spins for Carbs, girl, me too, submitted, and she just said the music and ride was great. Plus, Babyface showed up in the studio. How fun. Go ahead, honey.
And next up, L3 Animal and DK McKelvey submitted Adrian's 30-minute 2000s full body strength from the 22nd. They said, very squat focused and keeps you on your toes. Playlist was fierce. And then this is one of my picks, along with several members that submitted it. Alex's 30-minute Club Bangers ride from Saturday afternoon, October 22nd. The greatest part was somebody else. This is about me. The greatest part, I didn't submit this, I swear. The greatest part was watching John/Kenny sing along intensely to My Back, My Neck. John knows how to have a great time in studio, excellent energy and bangers for music. It was just a super, I was there. It was one of the classes I did in person. I was in the front row directly to the left of Alex. So I was right against that mirror, and the playlist was extra explicit. And yes, it did start. He did kick it off with My Back, My Neck. So there were some funny moments when the obviously the lyrics were really ratchet, and we all just collectively started cracking up, especially when it got really dirty. So it just made it for a really fun experience in the studio. And, obviously at one point in the ride, I just sort of quietly go, so soulful. And Alex, he looked over and was like, so soulful, mwah, so soulful. So it's just a great class. The energy was just so insane in there. Everyone was so pumped and ready, like they were scrambling to rush in and get to the front row. So that place was packed, and it was just a great group of members in there for that one. So, and I also have to shout out the other members who submitted this class: Annie the Minx, Sam IM 0913, the RK Solid Crew, Andy Pants 2, Nelly B Spinnin', Flaky Pastries, Kathy M19. Some funny leaderboard names there. Shout out to y'all that submitted that one. Next up, Jen Sherman's 30-minute cover-to-cover ride, which I was there in person for. I was rocking the back row for that one. I got a C card. They were given Southwest style the boarding for the cycle rides that weekend. So I got hit with a C card for that one, which was fine, which was still fun. But like I said, Shelly PRN submitted that one. She said her cover-to-cover classes are always great. And then Bradley Rose's 30-minute 2000s rock ride, also from the 23rd. We received this one from Aunt Mimi 10 and AMHR 3. They said the playlist was epic for a 2004 high school graduate.
Fun times. Well, we've got a few more. So fun. I love all of these. So Endure Outlast recommended Jess King's 30-minute house walk, which was on the 23rd of October. Said that the playlist and energy were both brilliant. Plus, we don't have many live classes left with Jess until she goes on maternity leave. Do we know when that is? When is she leaving us?
I think this past week that
Halloween is the last class?
I think so. I think she's just about done.
Okay. Wow, that's exciting. All right. And then we have Kristen McGee's 30-minute slow flow yoga, which was on the 24th. Jessie Bennett recommended that one. Said beautiful, creative flow, playlist, and chill vibe. Loved it. And
Jessie
then,
Bennett.
Oh, well, I like Bennett, but okay. Jessie Bennett. Sorry, girl.
Okay, Ron.
And then we got...
And I will say shout out to Kristen McGree. Sorry to cut you off. Who was super sweet when I met her in the studio, and I introduced myself, and she even said, "Oh, let me get a picture with you." And she took out her phone and took a picture with us.
I mean, it is actually shocking that your head fit through the front door when you got home.
Even more stunning in person, Kristen McGee, I will say.
Love you, Kristen. She's literally one of my favorite yoga teachers. All right, and I'll take one more here. Matt Wilbur's 15-minute pop run on the 24th. Pelo Buddy did a suggestion for this one. Yes.
All right.
Chris Lewis said, good snack size short run, as Matt called it. Maybe that was one I can do. It's about all the running I can do, so.
Tasty. Next up, Hannah Corbin's 20-minute classic rock bar from the 24th. That we got that one from AMA Jar. I just see two emojis. I see a fire emoji and
a peach emoji.
Oh, a peach emoji.
Come on, that's what Hannah says in her bar classes every time. It's fire, your ass is on fire.
It set the seat on fire. So next up, Aditi's 20-minute Diwali Pilates from the 24th. We received this one from Spin for Life. They said, great class for Diwali and a collab with Jay Sean. And then, the 30-minute sleep meditation that I mentioned earlier in the show. That was the first one in 6 months from Ross Rayburn. That one's all stated from the 24th. Smith JK2 said, I wish I could tell you the whole thing was great, but I haven't been able to finish it yet. I kept falling asleep. Exactly. Case in point.
That's funny. All right. So we've got Samuel's 45-minute Power Zone endurance ride from the 25th. Pander Sandy and Rockham 79 both recommended this class. Awesome structure, amazing playlist, and his first live Power Zone ride class. That's fun. And of course, a class week pick would not be complete without a Cody class. So we've got a 30-minute pop ride from the 25th that he did. We had quite a few people that recommended this one. I'm not surprised. Olinger Debbie, PR Robin, Jessica S. Understood, Fit Life Happy Wife and Mama, JK Pellos for Treats. Cody pushes you hard in the class, but it's also hilarious. Let's call it Cody's mustache ride. If you know, you know. And they also said, great Cody class, great playlist as usual. His mustache ride. I mean, he needs one of your shirts, John.
I don't think he'd appreciate it. I'd give it to him, and he probably would never do anything with it.
Well, Jess Sims needs.
I don't want to give him too much attention. Yes, Jess. Obviously, if Jess is kind enough to let me ride on her, get a piggyback ride from her, she deserves a shirt with her picture on it.
Still jealous about that. Okay, I'll let you take the last. Let you take the last three.
All right, I'm going to close it out here. Ben Aldis's 20-minute upper body strength from the 26th. KB McMillan and L3 Animal gave us this one. They said, my biceps were about to explode after this one. And great progressive overload, 2 strong basic circuits. And then next up is Hannah Frankson's 30-minute Stormzy ride from the 26th. Several folks submitted this one. England Ting, Dippin' 22, Queen Cheese, but make it sassy, and Kizzy Doyle. They said, love this ride. As a Black British woman in the UK, this one got me. There was a documentary about Stormzy on the telly the day before, and he's such a vibe. His calmness, devotion to his religion, and relationship with his mom is just charming. And the last comment was, his journey so far, so fast is amazing. Hannah bringing all different shades of his music was just fire. And then last but not least, we received this one from Vicky Ellen and MD Jermaine Johnson, JJ's 30-minute Stormzy run, also from the 26th. They said, just a great class all around.
Sounds like fun. I guess I got to get some classes under me here.
Well, that was quite a week of updates and goings on. Thank you, honey, for filling in. Did you have a good time? Wasn't as bad. It wasn't as overwhelming as you thought it would be, was it?
No, it was fine. It's just
we just bang them out.
That's what he said. Thank you for having me.
That should be the screenshot for this episode.
Fun times.
Yeah. So do you want to say your closing remarks, and then I'll take it home.
Closing remarks, my gosh, I don't know. I mean, thank you. Thank you for having me. I love this podcast, although I don't always listen to it because I feel like I hear it from afar and like, the room that John's in, and he speaks so loud. So I can always get that echo of that podcast every week. I hear a couple
You always
days
hear
before.
it when you happen to come through the front door and, loudly latch it behind you, or doing something in the kitchen with no regard for the recording in here. But
I also got through the hearing, I think. So you're welcome. Thank you.
Wow. Impressive. Save all those F-bombs for the rest of your day. So
Okay, I will, honey. Thank you for having
anyway,
me.
well, from both of us here in Michigan, I will say I appreciate you tuning in, watching, and listening to us from wherever you are in the world. And as always, honey, we will see you on the leaderboard.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag, and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available so that you can listen to us while on the move. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV on any major platform and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.